Now we're going to talk about some general tips for good keyboard percussion performance. One thing that you want to consider with any of your percussion instruments is the height of the instrument. If you have the luxury of being able to adjust the height of your keyboard percussion instrument, then make sure that it's at a good playing height. The same playing height that you would want, for instance, for your snare drum. This just means that your arms are slightly below parallel and allows your shoulders and your forearms to be relaxed while you're playing. If you have a student that's short and isn't able to play the instrument at a comfortable playing height, it's probably a good idea to get something like a platform for them to stand on so that they can be comfortable while they're playing. When you've got your keyboard percussion instrument to a good height, you need to think about the height of your music stand. So you don't want your music stand to be very high. When you're playing a keyboard percussion instrument, you want to be able to use your peripheral vision. This means that you're able to look quickly between the keyboard, where your hands are playing, and the music itself. So, get the music stand down as close to the keyboard as possible. And another very important consideration is you want the keyboard instrument to be in a line with the music stand and then the conductor. This way, you can read the music, use your peripheral vision, see the keyboard, see the music stand, and see the conductor all in one straight line. You also want to think about how close you're standing to the keyboard instrument. You want to stand close enough to the instrument so that you can comfortably play in the center of both the natural keys and the accidental keys. But you don't want to stand so close to the instrument that you're deadening the bars, or that it's uncomfortable to play the natural keys. Most keyboard percussion instruments are much wider than a snare drum is, so we have to deal with playing in all the different areas of the instrument. Now, when you're moving from one part of the instrument to the other, don't turn your body. Instead, keep the center of your body focused on the instrument at all times. The reason that you want to do this is you want to keep the same good playing technique no matter where you're playing on the instrument. So you're going to lean on either one foot or the other as you're moving around. Notice how when I move from the center of the instrument to the upper part of the instrument, I'll lean on my right foot. And if I move from the center of the instrument to the lower part of the instrument, I'll lean on my left foot. The marimba is an instrument that's so large that you can't cover the whole thing simply by leaning. You'll actually have to take some steps to move from the lowest part of the instrument to the highest part of the instrument. So we'll cover that when we talk about the marimba more specifically in a later segment. It's worth noting that the position of your feet when you're playing a keyboard instrument is going to be largely determined by what register you're playing in. For instance, if you're only playing in one register of the keyboard instrument, then you can just keep your feet closer together. But if you're trying to cover a wider range of the instrument, your feet may need to be wider.